So ignore my hair because it always looks like a mess. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Lunadia33. So today I'm going to do a VR video. I feel like I haven't done a VR since like 2020. But this one is called the Cliche Tarot Reader. It is by, hold on, let me look at my notes. Anna from the Astral Lady Tarot. So I looked at some of the videos already and I wrote down I think 17 prompts. I might have added like one that I haven't seen yet. Again, I haven't watched all the videos yet, but I'm just gonna tell you pretty much my answers. Spoiler alert though, I think I said yes to maybe 6 or 7 out of the 18 questions or prompts, so that already lets you know that I'm not a cliche tarot reader. I wonder if you guys can guess which ones I said yes to. Let me know in the comments if you guessed. Obviously when you watch the whole video, you know. But the first one is if I have more than one version of a deck, and the answer is yes. These are my decks right here. So I'm an RWS tarot reader. That's my go-to format of tarot cards. I hate pip decks. I'm not a fan of pip decks. I can't do that. All the other ones, I don't even think I know all the names, like Toth, I have not learned. Marseille, I have no idea what that is. Like all those things, I just know RWS. So, but I do have more than one version of it. So there's some right here. I can show you some, you know, show and tell if you'd like. 1 second. Okay, so I just got up 3 decks because I think these are kind of more similar with the RW. So I have this one that to me is kind of the original artwork that I look back on, which is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. I'll just pull a few cards for you guys to see what I mean. You know, because who doesn't like to show and tell, right? So these are, and they're glossy, so I'm sorry if you get a glare on there. But these are pretty much the, you know, original RWS artwork. So I have this one. And then the other 2 that are kind of similar to it is the Golden Art Nouvelle. I don't know if this is French. This one. This deck right here. This one is also an RWS clone, but also kind of sticks to the, you know, the general RWS artwork. Like if I were to put this side by side with the Radiant Wise tarot, then you'll see the similarities in there. Another one that I have is the Tarot Mucha or Tarot Mucha, however you want to say it. I keep it in this fancy little tarot holder here that my big brother got me for Christmas. But this one also is essentially an RWS clone. Similar to the original artwork, if that makes any sense. Oh, I have reversals in here, my bad. I do read reversals. But so yeah, technically I do have more than one version of a deck. All right, next question. I got my trusty notebook right here. Next question or prompt is if I have any backup decks. I do not have any backup decks. All of the decks that I own, it's only one and that's it. So no backup decks for me. The next one is if I have a tarot tattoo. I do not have a tarot tattoo. I do have tattoos, you know, that are like spiritual tattoos. This is actually my birthmark, by the way. I designed this tattoo to make sure they also didn't cover my red birthmark, but I actually don't have any tarot tattoos. I have tattoos, but not tarot tattoos. The 4th prompt is if I drink tea. I actually do not. I kind of hate tea, to be honest. I'm more of a iced coffee drinker. My go-to is, don't come at me, okay, but my go-to is mocha frappes from McDonald's. I love those drinks. I don't know what it is, but I like it. But yeah, ever since I was little, I just don't like tea. I remember my mom even trying to like give us tea when we were sick. I'm like, no, I can't do it. So that is a no for me. The fifth prompt is crystals. If I have crystals, own crystals, and I do. Let me actually flip the camera over so I could show you my crystals because they have a lot. So 1 second. So this is a close-up of the crystals I have. Got some rose quartz here, clear quartz, amethyst, labradorite, pyrite, just to name a few. Selenite. What else do I have here? I think this is angel aura quartz there. Amethyst right here. I have a whole bunch. So yeah, I do have crystals. Okay, where were we? Crystals, that was a yes. Tarot books. I actually do not own tarot books. Technically, I mean, it shouldn't count if your deck comes with a little white book. I don't think that counts. So that is a no for me. I actually do not own tarot books. The next one is shuffling. And yes, I do shuffle a lot. I think it's very therapeutic. Sometimes I find myself doing it without knowing that I'm doing it, if that makes any sense. My go-to is overhand because I suck ass at riffle and I can't do the bridge shuffle at all. I've tried, believe me, I've tried. I've seen videos on how to do it, but I can't do it. I don't know what it is. See, look at that. I'm shuffling as I'm talking because it's therapeutic. All right, the next one is, I think it's prompt number 9, which is fairy lights. I actually didn't know that they were called fairy lights, to be honest. These lights right here that you see, I don't know if you guys can tell, like these are not fairy lights. They're, I guess, kind of Christmassy lights, but they're just one color. But if you saw on my table, those I think are technically seen as fairy lights. So that would be a yes for the fairy lights. I just never knew that that's what they were called, but now I know. The 10th prompt is candles. Do I own candles? Do I use candles in my practice? Honestly, the only candles, I don't even think this will count, so it's probably a no for me, but I have this that I like to turn on sometimes as a night light, but that's technically a no for me. I do not have candles. I think at one point I had like a Glade candle a few months ago just because it smelled pretty, but I mean that doesn't count, so that's a no for me on candles. I think we're in prompt 11 now. Again, I'm sorry if these are out of order. I kind of just wrote them down as I was listening in other people's videos. So for prompt 11, I have, if I have a designated tarot space or altar, and that is a yes. I showed you guys earlier my crystals. I'm actually filming at my tarot space. This is actually my woman cave, this room right here, because I have my tarot space here, my table right here with all my stuff. I have my gaming stuff over here. Here, I'll show you guys. Right there, that's also where I work. And then this was my table where I film all of my videos. Actually, yeah, the majority of my videos are also filmed in this room right here. So I do have designated tarot space and an altar. It's just one and the same. Prompt number 12 I have is for incense. If I use or burn incense, the answer for that one is a no for me. I feel like I've tried it before many years ago. I think when I first started getting into witchcraft, which was around when I was 14 or 15. And I remember getting them at that time, but I just never used them. Or when I tried to use them, the smell as it burned just kind of got to me and gave me kind of headaches. So I actually don't burn or use incense anymore, at least. I did like maybe once when I was like 15, but that doesn't count. So that's a no for me on incense. For prompt 13, I have, if I have a cat or a familiar of some sort, or if you have cats. I do have cats. I have 2 cats actually. One of them is actually in my tarot deck in the 4 of Swords. Her name is Nala. I'll include a picture of Nala on the screen here for you guys to see. I'll also include a picture of my other cat named Zoe. So that one would be a yes for me because I do have 2 cats. Prompt 14 that I have written down is related to gods or goddesses. I think from the videos that I saw, it's if you have like some sort of figures or pictures or something up of a god or a goddess, or many gods or goddesses, that one for me is a no. I actually don't have anything, I think, pertaining to gods or goddesses in my home at all. I don't think skulls count because that's not really, because I have this. But I mean, this is something that my baby sister gave me for my birthday a few years ago. But I mean, the closest thing that I have to something that I love in regards to the symbolism is, I guess, a skull or a skeleton that is related to the symbolism of death. So I don't know if that counts. I'm gonna say a no to that because I don't particularly have things of gods or goddesses in my home or in my altar space. Not that I'm against with any of that. I'm actually very intrigued with anything to do with Egypt. I do strongly feel that I had a past life, a recent past life, I think, in Egypt. There's that. But like particular influences of gods or goddesses, not that I'm aware of. I feel like I kind of just do my own thing, if that makes any sense. Which also kind of makes me not really cliche because I don't really follow all of the typical cliche things, right? So for prompt 15, I haven't seen this in the videos that I saw, so don't quote me on it. I don't know if anybody else included it, but I will include it in my video, is if you are a super cleanser. By that, I mean if you cleanse the shit out of everything and anything. It's like, if you feel the need to have to cleanse pretty much every time for some like little specific reason, like someone touched my deck, cleanse that. Someone's giving negative vibes in my feed on social media, cleanse the chat or cleanse the feed. Or someone with like some sort of low vibration came into your home, cleanse my home. There's demons in my home, cleanse my home, you know, like stuff like that. I am not a super cleanser whatsoever. The other thing I personally think is cliche is if you cleanse using crystals and sage, which I do not do. I actually do not own sage. I own crystals, but I don't really use them to cleanse. I use crystals because, one, I think they look pretty, and also because of the relation they have with earth, because they are of earth, you know, the element of earth and things like that. But I don't really use them to cleanse. Hopefully that makes sense. Things that I do to cleanse is my own personal energy. I personally feel that you yourself can cleanse, you know, the things or the area around you. Of course, you would have to be in a high vibration to do so. If you're in a low vibration, for example, if I was in a low vibration, things that I would do to cleanse my energy to get back to a high vibration would be things that I love to do that bring me happiness, right? For example, I love to sing. I love to dance like no one's watching. I love to draw. I love to laugh. Who doesn't love to laugh, right? But to laugh, I'd have to like watch things that make me laugh, you know, things like that. So those are things that I personally feel I use to cleanse my energy and my space. And I use myself as, I guess, a tool to pretty much cleanse what I have to, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I do it so often. So I'm not like a super cleanser, you know, like I have to cleanse this, I have to cleanse that. Hopefully that makes sense, but I'm not a super cleanser. All right, so for prompt 16, I have if you're a deck sniffer. Yes, I am a deck sniffer. If y'all have watched my haul videos, my flip through videos, my unboxing videos, you would know that I sniff those decks. And the books too. If they have like a thick enough book, then yeah, I'm gonna sniff that book, you know. So yes, I am a deck and a book sniffer. You know what? I actually don't remember sniffing my own deck. I don't smell anything though. So random. See, here I am with the shuffling. What did I tell you? All right, we got 2 prompts left to go. So prompt number 17 I have, if you are a cardstock snob. It was almost a little hard to say that word. Cardstock snob, regarding like your decks and things like that. I personally do not think that I am. Oh shit, I just noticed that I skipped one. We'll get to it, we'll get to it. Well, I personally don't see myself as a cardstock snob, because I feel like if you were a cardstock snob, it'd be somebody that like wouldn't buy a deck because, you know, oh, it has that finish or it has that type of cardstock. I don't like how it feels. I don't like how thin the cardstock is. I don't like how thick the cardstock is. Things like that to me would represent what a cardstock snob is, and things like that that would prevent them from wanting to buy a deck. Me, on the other hand, I have a whole bunch of different decks that have a whole bunch of different finishes, different thickness in cardstocks, and I'm fine with it. I'm not one to get rid of a deck just because it's not a particular type of cardstock. So I feel like that would be a no for me. I'm not really a cardstock snob. I will give my opinions on cardstock, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna get a deck because the cardstock sucks. You know what I mean? I won't, however, get a deck if I don't like the art. Is that a thing? Is like an art snob a thing for this? Is it? Can it be? I don't know. But if that was one, if that was a prompt, if you're an art snob when it comes to your decks, then I think that would be a yes for me. So there was one that I skipped, my bad, and that was the tarot journal. I actually do not have a tarot journal. I do have, well, this pretty much book here that I like add random notes in, but it's not really a journal because I use this for like my YouTube videos. I use this for random notes. Like I'm working on my tarot book for my deck, the Iris Tarot. But like I would just randomly write in here, you know, a few things and then go on my iPad or go on my laptop. So this isn't technically a journal because it's full of random stuff mainly for YouTube, if that makes any sense. So I don't have a tarot journal, so that would be a no for me. I do, however, have a dream journal, which I have right here. And this is actually from 2002. You guys can see the date there. It's from July 16th, 2002. What are we in? 2021? This book is almost 20 years old. But yeah, I have a dream journal. It is not full. There are some dreams that I don't have enough time to actually write in my dream journal. So what I do when I wake up is I type it on my phone. What I'm gonna do though is print out what I typed on my phone, print it on like some sort of shipping or label paper, cut it out small enough to stick it in here instead of like writing it all over again. And then the other type of journal that I have is what I like to call my Book of the Dead. It's where I put information that's related to the mediumship readings that I do. For example, things that would go in there would be the name of who I connected with, and then the messages or symbols or like pictures that they sent me. So that's what I write in there, and that's this one. It's kind of small and also really old. So this is my Book of the Dead journal. So those are the only journals that I have, but I don't have a tarot journal. Let me fix my hair. Ow, I hit like a pimple. All right, I think we're on the last prompt now. And my apologies for going like in a weird order, things like that. You know, it's kind of hard to keep up with 18 prompts after watching like God knows how many videos on this. So the last prompt that I have is if I keep a tarot deck or even an oracle deck, actually, tarot or oracle deck in my purse or in my bag, and that is a no for me. I actually do not carry a deck whatsoever with me in my bag or my purse when I'm out and about. I keep all my stuff at home pretty much. I think the only time that I carried a deck with me was probably over a year ago because somebody wanted to look at one of my decks, but it's not something that I do. That's just not me. like I said, I'm not really cliche, it's not me. So I do not carry decks in my bag or my purse. I think that is all the prompts that I have. I'm pretty sure there's a few that I might have missed, so my apologies for that. But hopefully you enjoyed this video and getting to know just a little bit more about me, and also finding out that I'm not really cliche, because most of these were no's for me. Let me know in the comments down below if you did this tag so I can watch your video too. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! I still find it weird that my deck doesn't smell. I don't really recall it smelling when I first opened it either. Oh my god, I don't know who's gonna watch this video because most of these prompts were no's. So, but thanks for watching if you do. I think that's it.